Now you're a chef.
Yes, sir.
And you're a great chef, and you do a lot of different menus, and there's a lot of food in your life and things of that nature. And two things: one, God, you have a lot of excuses to eat all that crap, and what do you do to combat those? And the second part of that is, what can we eat at home? What can we prepare at home to eat healthy? As we often joke around, it's not always what we think it is. So, two parts.
Two parts. Well, when you are armed with the idea that you're just going to keep it really simple, and you're armed with the idea that I need to make more good decisions than bad decisions throughout the course of a day, you could be surrounded by cakes and candy and all of the sugary and the fat and the heavy dairy laden stuff. It's all available to me on a regular basis, but so isn't all of the good stuff, or so all the good stuff is as well. So I have I could have a big bowl of macaroni and cheese, delicious, right?
Delicious.
But I probably shouldn't follow it with a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
So I've made my bad decision for the day. I'm going to have macaroni and cheese today. That's terrific. Go have your macaroni and cheese. Enjoy yourself. And then the next decision I make, you know what? I got to wait till tomorrow to have a cheeseburger, I guess. Today's not the day. So I just sort of try to keep it as simple as that. And then at home, I eat a lot of spinach and salmon. I'm teasing you. I got that. I got you on that one. Thought I'd make you laugh there a little bit. Seasonally, we live in a wonderful area. There's a lot of farmers markets. There's a lot of seasonality that goes on here in New England. There's fishing right out our back door. We're surrounded by farms in Western Massachusetts and in Maine, Connecticut, Rhode Island. Shellfish is available to us. So we're loaded with a lot of fresh seasonal ingredients. So, I'm sure people have heard this theory before, but typically how I go grocery shopping, how I make better decisions at my house is I don't keep junk food in my house. So when I'm home, I don't have an option. I'd have to go way out of my way to have a Hostess cupcake, because Hostess cupcakes aren't in my, sorry, Hostess. Cupcakes aren't in my...
That's not your fault.
It's not my fault. Cupcakes aren't in my cabinet, so it's not. I don't even have that option at home. So when I go grocery shopping, I stay to the outer perimeter of the grocery store.
That's good advice.
There's very few things for me in the aisles, because everything in the aisles is processed food. And like I said, mostly what I do to maintain health is when I start to make those decisions, is I don't have to think too much if I know if it's non-processed food, if it's a whole food, if it's kale, if it's carrots, if it's greens, if it's green beans, if it's avocados, if it's tomatoes, sweet potatoes, onions, all the way down the line. Just walk through your produce section. There's a myriad of ingredients there available for us on a regular basis. One of the things that I found, that when you start to remove fat and sugar from your diet, things tend to taste a little bland. So everybody wants to up the salt intake, which isn't necessarily the best answer. So what I found was a really easy way as a chef to combat some of that is high acidity. I love acidity. So lemon juice, lime juice, squeeze that on rice. It's unbelievable. You can lower the salt content, bring up your acidity. Balsamic vinegar, those kinds of things. And also, if you like spice, you can up your spice. Spice is a great substitute for salt. So the hotter something is, the less salt it needs. So if you're into cayenne pepper, or crushed red pepper, or chili powder, or whatever, you can make, vegetarian chili, and then just load it up. You don't need to load it up with salt, because you're loading up with spice. So there's a lot of other ways to get flavors into your dish without sugar, without fat, and without salt.
What do you say to somebody that comes to you and says, I'd eat healthy like you, but it's so expensive to eat healthy?
Well, the easiest answer is, long term, eating unhealthy is way more expensive than eating healthy.
That's a good point.
It's way more expensive.
You think about
it's way
diabetes
more. Obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol level, open heart surgery, bypass surgery. These things are real diseases. And
we just lost a good friend of ours.
We just lost a good friend of ours.
Actually,
this is real stuff that can be eliminated. A lot of it is preventable. And that's the sad part about what's happening to us as a society. A lot of this stuff is preventable, especially with just with a healthy diet. So I would say long term, it's more expensive to eat unhealthy. I understand sugar's cheap. I get it. I have seen cartfuls. I've gone up to the register with my 15 things and it's been $40. And I've seen other people go up to the register with 2 cartloads of stuff and it's been $90 because it's all sugar and it's called grape drink. It's not even grape juice. It's grape drink because it's just purple water with sugar in it. It's just disgusting. But I understand that sugar is cheap. I understand that processed foods are cheap. However, if you take a few simple steps, a few simple learning steps about how to utilize a zucchini 3 different ways in your house. So you have it, sauteed in with or you can shred it and use it as pasta, one night, and then you have some left over and you turn it into zucchini soup the next night, and then you have some of that left over and you turn it into zucchini and sweet potato puree for a chicken dish the next night. This is all the same stuff. Now you're not wasting any product. And I think most of the time why people think that produce and that kind of stuff is expensive is because they don't utilize it correctly. I think a lot of it goes to waste. And if you stop the waste, then you can stop spending the money. I think that it's definitely not more expensive. You might feel the hit at the beginning, but long term, it is definitely cheaper to eat healthy.
Question on my mind is, what's for dinner tonight?
What's for dinner? Well, quinoa tabbouleh is gonna happen at some point tonight. Yeah,
that's real.
Yeah, that's real stuff. Quinoa tabbouleh is really what's been on my mind lately. Quinoa is like my thing. I don't know, I'm like a big quinoa fan. I've been touting it as the food of the future. I think I first came across quinoa or started liking quinoa like in 1994, I think. And I was like, it's the food of the future. It's 3,000 years old, and I've been touting it as the food of the future forever. But it's in the grain family. It's a seed, but it's in the grain family of a bush that grows in the Andes. And when you cook it, it has all the amino acids to make it a complete protein. And it's one of the few grains available to us that is a complete protein. So, 1 cup of quinoa is like the same amount of protein that would be in an 6-ounce chicken breast. It's that kind of powerful. And there's zero fat, and you can toast it and make it nutty. You can serve it hot. You can serve it cold. You can cook it just like rice. So it doesn't even take any extra technique. It's awesome stuff. So I'm gonna cook it, chill it, and then make tabbouleh with it.
Good. I think that sounds wonderful. I can't
you're
wait.
Coming over.
I can't wait to have some.
You're coming over.
Well, I think that's great, Corey. And if anybody has any questions, for Corey, please email me, or you can also email Corey. Corey, what's your email address?
My email address is Corey@StephaniesOnNewberry.com. All one word, StephaniesOnNewberry.com. Corey, Corey.
And of course, you're the executive concept chef for Stephanie's.
For the Stephanie's Restaurant Group, Stephanie's on Newberry, Stephanie's on Tremont, and Stephanie's in Southie.
It's just great to have you on the show talking about this stuff. And if somebody needs a recipe for quinoa tabbouleh,
I'm the guy.
You're the guy.
It's actually on the menu right now, so
yeah.
just
actually just come into the restaurant.
You can come into the restaurant, or you can just email me and I'll send you along a recipe. It's not a problem.
Provided you're not golfing in, say, like Ireland or something.
Ooh.
You should
or going
to
the Masters or
or anything like. Life is good when you live well, healthy and clean.
It certainly is.
It's always forward.
Always forward. It's a better way to be.
Corey, thanks so much, my friend.
I appreciate you having me, Jake, and I appreciate you.
Of course, thank you.